Hey, it's Rob from camogroup.ca again. So, we've sorted through some of our boots here, and we've got this nice selection, rubber chips, this nice selection of Gore-Tex boots. So, these boots are pretty awesome. They're one of the best selling boots we got. They're a good combat boot. There's no steel toe in them, so they're good combat boots there. They're not too heavy. They are waterproof. They're a Gore-Tex line, so they should be breathable, things like that. Yeah, good boot all in all. So as you can see, some are in better condition than others. Some we get practically brand new, then others we get sort of mid-range there, and then you get the ones that are, you've seen better days, but you'd be surprised how well they can come up. Like these are pretty tough wearing boot. They were designed to last a long time, and they've been designed to be soldier proof, so it's a pretty good thing. So what I'm going to show you in this video is our next stage after we've sorted everything and got our selection of boots, how we clean them up and inspect them. So obviously we don't want you guys getting like trash boots and things like that, so I've got to go through every single pair, make sure all the stitching's good, things like that. So we go through here. Obviously one big thing about Canadian boots when they're disposed of from the army or whatever military force, they'll have this little hole in. That's the decommissioning mark. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, just there. It's like a little hole punch thing they put through. You'll see it on all of them. Sometimes they bang two in, apparently. I've never seen that, but there you go. No, you should see it on all of them, but there you go. First one you see there. Third one I get to. Not in there. They're supposed to have them. Maybe its partner's got one. No. Well, they're supposed to do it to show they've been decommissioned. They generally put them in the top there, so they're not too much of an issue really. If you're into water up there, you're already in trouble anyway. So you're already going to get it over the top if you're at that height, because it's pretty good there. So that's one thing to bear in mind. So when I look at boots, I have a look. I'll put you up there so you can watch me from there. There you go. Okay. So this looks like a pretty well worn set of boots. It's not actually. It's actually pretty decent. You'll see all the colour there. All that is just a little bit of mould and mildew and a little bit of dirt settling on it. So once we tidy this up, it'll be pretty good condition. As you can see, the actual sole's in really good condition. It's not hardly used. Sometimes you'll see these are pretty worn. This set here, no, they're pretty good actually. I'll find one. These are a little bit more worn, so that's a more worn set. Still good, still plenty of life. These are Vibram soles, they're very popular, and they're very good at what they do. Like you'll find most military boots have Vibram soles, and they're very well known in the industry for being pretty good. And obviously, it being a military boot, you get a really good quality boot at a really low price. It's the best thing about military surplus. So yeah, so what I do now, I bang out all the laces. Might speed this up, but we'll see where we get from there. This is actually a pretty good condition lace. Sometimes you get the laces and they're all like bobbled and things like that. There's a set on that I'll just show you in a second here when I'm doing this. I'll show you what happens to the laces in some of these boots. I don't know why it only tends to happen in Canadian boots. I've only ever seen it in Canadian boots where the laces get a bit frayed. I don't know if that's the word. Whether it's the shoelaces, the boot laces they use, or what, but it's weird. If anybody's got an answer to that, let me know down in the comments. There we go. So there we go. That's it out there. There's your bootlace, and you'll see here that. So you open this, have a look down there, so make sure there's no like fraying, cracks, things like that. So I'll show you that. So this set of boots here has got it. This isn't as bad as I've seen it somewhere, but you'll see this white bit here where the actual inner of the lace is coming out and things like that. You have to replace these bootlaces. Sometimes they're pretty good. Like, I mean, this one's not as bad as some I've seen, but obviously I won't be sending you boots with a big white mark through there. Okay, so another thing as well, we'll go inside, check for insoles. This one's got an insole, so we'll pull that out. And there's the standard issue insole. Right, you can wear them without insoles, but I would not recommend it. And I also recommend you get your own insoles. The issue ones are alright, they're fairly decent, but it's always better with your own, isn't it? Like, if you're going to be wearing them for most of the day, I'd wear your own. And you have a quick check there, check all around the outside there, make sure the sole's not coming away, because that's another thing that goes wrong. All this stitching should be all intact. There should be a bit of wear here because there's always a bit of wear where it bends a little bit with your foot. And that's all good. In there, you got all the sizing. Whoever previously owned the boot, Mr. Jones, the boots are now here. So one thing with Canadian boots, they're all in Mondo point sizes. So 250, 102. 250 is the length in millimeters. 102 is the width. So the highest point. So that's how they tell that. It's a pretty good system once you learn it. It's just learning it, that's the problem. Okay, so got the boot, ready to clean it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get some just normal dishwasher soap, put it in this box here. Oh, that's terrible, sorry. Put it in this box here, a little bit in there, boom. Then just mix it around. That should be good enough. So I'm going to put the boot in there. I haven't got anywhere good to put you, so I'll just put it there and explain what I'm doing. So, boot's going in, hand's going in a bit, drop it in there. I've got a brush here, and then I'm just going to give it a damn good brushing. Like, long strokes, make sure you get underneath the lips of all there. Bringing all that dirt out. And all the water in there. See, like I say, these are gortex, so hand is completely dry inside, so that's nice. It's a good test of the boot as well when you do that. If your hand's starting to get wet, probably want to have a closer look at some of the stitching. Now, boots when they're really bad, sometimes you'll see them with like huge cracks and stuff like that where the stitching's come apart. You can actually repair those. It's a big job and it's more like a more advanced job, more than I'm capable of, to be honest. I've got a big section of behind me there. There's actually a big section of boots that are waiting for that sort of repair. Just not got around to it yet, really. I'm kind of loathe throwing things out, especially when I know, like with boots like these, they're so durable, they're so repairable. Really, it is worth it, and it will be worth it. Right. I don't know if you've our recent problem with the Canadian Army is where they're trying to giving everybody desert boots. Seems a bit of a strange choice in my world, but there you go. The one side. Okay, so you can see that one's pretty right there. So you can see now, not a single like mark on it. These come up like amazingly good. Like going from essentially that to this just by a bit of like brushing, and you can brush fairly vigorously. These things are tough, you can take it. So that's that. So what I do now, leave it out to dry. I'll pat it down, but I haven't actually got any towels with me, so I'll leave that one to dry, and then I'll work on its partner, and I'll make another video and we'll explain how to polish, because that's all that's going to need now. And then we'll spray some deodorizer in there and you'll have a pretty decent boot that'll last a long time. Cool. Any comments, questions, anything I've done wrong, put it below and I'll be happy to hear from you.